game be affected by doing something just stupid. You know the coaches are going to be in these players' ears, like, let's not have that affect the outcome. And it's like you always say,
can't take the aggression away.
You go to the line, you don't go over the line.
If you go over the line tonight, it's selfish.
Yes.
I think the biggest thing right now is which one of these teams can stay focused on the task at hand, not overreact. And early in this game will be very, very important, I think, particularly for the Cincinnati Bengals and A.J. McCarron.
You can say that about this show,
I know
too,
one thing. I know the task at hand, and I didn't start this whole thing. You started it tonight.
Come on, calm down, boys.
Bart, Scott, calm.
A lot of therapy,
Cincinnati
JB.
Carlos Dunlap getting ready to take on the Steelers. Dunlap, by the way, is a mentor both on and off the field. He is the Bengals' 2015 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award nominee.
These division rivals add another chapter to their contentious rivalry. A.J. McCarron has some big shoes to fill as he tries to knock up the Steelers and become the first Bengals QB to win a playoff game since our own Mr. Esiason beat the Oilers 25 years ago.
Hey, Boomer, show us some love.
Big Ben and Antonio Brown have become nearly unstoppable in the second half of the season.
It's Roethlisberger to Brown. Touchdown Steelers!
Find out how Pittsburgh's dynamic duo continues to dominate the best defenses in the NFL. The NFC wildcard round gets underway tomorrow, and the guys are ready to tell you who's going to win and why.
It all ends at Super Bowl 50 here on CBS.
The NFL Today on CBS Sports is presented by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
Looking real good, Miss Brenda Good. Thank you for turning it way up at 50 and learning how to belly dance like a pro. So if you don't think fearless at 50 when you think AARP, you don't know ARP. You're more than a guy for it. You're the man. As if firefighting wasn't fearless enough, you looked 50 straight in the eye and said, I'm going to light the business world on fire. So if you don't think fearless at 50 when you think AARP, you don't know ARP.
To do great things, sometimes you gotta break the rules. The all-new Surface Pro 4. A new pen for new masterpieces. We reinvented the Surface Pro so you can reinvent everything else.
Limits. Do they even exist? Or is it just a made-up word to destroy our dreams? Thanks to new odor blocker, the most powerful Old Spice antiperspirant in the world, I was free of sweat's tyrannical rule over my body, and I could push myself even further. Should I stop? Should I have listened to all the critics? Should I have taken even a basic ground-level engineering course of some type? Yes, I should have. But the most valuable lesson I have ever learned is that if you fill your brain with knowledge, then there won't be any room for dreams. And my dream is to take the wheel and drive. Wow.
To do great things, sometimes you gotta break the rules. The all-new Surface Pro 4. A new screen for new perspectives. We reinvented the Surface Pro so you can reinvent everything else.
Nobody gets you closer to the playoffs than NFL Network.
He's making plays all over the place
with the most coverage possible. Hall of Fame analysis from the guys who've been there.
If he wins a playoff game, now we're talking.
With exclusive access 24/7. The coverage never stops.
It is unbelievable.
And more team reports than anywhere.
Defense really stepped up and shut him down in the second half. Touchdown!
Nobody does the playoffs like NFL Network. Nobody.
It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it.
Winning the Super Bowl meant we had Ben Roethlisberger.
Winning the Super Bowl meant everything.
Throws it deep downfield. Wide open Tyree, who makes the catch.
Every teammate I've ever had in college and high school, I think a lot of those guys felt like they won a Super Bowl that night as well.
Winning the Super Bowl meant a culmination of a lot of hard work and a very gratifying feeling.
Well, we are just 29 days away from Super Bowl 50, which you'll see exclusively here on CBS. Two-time Super Bowl champ Ben Roethlisberger getting ready to face the Bengals. You know, it was 10 years ago Big Ben and the Steelers, Coach knows this too well, began their march to Super Bowl 40 with a road win over the Bengals in the AFC wild card. The question is, will history repeat itself? No question, Roethlisberger has produced some truly fearless moments over the course of his career. Here is this week's Fearless at 50, presented by AARP.
The king is in the castle.
When he is healthy, he is as good as anyone. It's good to see him back healthy again.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Wow. And Ben is back.
Hey, welcome back. That's how we do it.
When you got 7 in the house, anything can happen.
Roethlisberger to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown.
Ben Roethlisberger fired up. He is on fire.
There's a diving catch.
What a job by Roethlisberger.
Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown.
Big Ben will make his 16th career playoff start tonight, and he's as tough as they come in the game, no question about that. Earlier this week, on his weekly radio show, Ben called out his teammate, Martavis Bryant, saying the talented wide receiver needed to, quote, toughen up for the postseason. Give a listen.
He needs to understand that this time of year, you got to tough it up. You know, you got to get tough, and you got to make tough plays, and you got to make tough catches, and you have to find ways to do everything you can to help this team. And so I want to challenge him to be the best in the world. It's really up to him what he wants to do with that challenge. Does he want to crumble and wilt and pout and let it bother him, or does he want to rise up, step up, and say, I'm going to take that challenge and I'm going to be the best in the world?
So it is a more mature Ben Roethlisberger facing off against a very inexperienced A.J. McCarron.
And I think what you see right there is the experience in the leadership of Ben Roethlisberger. And I know that Martavis Bryant responded very favorably to that challenge because he's going to need everybody on hand tonight. And that's a great way of bringing this player into his corner. Ben is a leader in this football team. This is his team. Make no mistake about it.
I tell you what, without a lack of a running game, a lot of this game is going to fall on Big Ben's shoulders. But he is a guy that I do not want the ball in his hands. I lost, you know, to him 2 times in the playoff with him in the last drives of the game. He's like one of these guys. As soon as you think it's done, he gets up. I call him the Michael Myers of football.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's a great football player, and there's a young kid on the other side by the name of A.J. McCarron who was coached up by none other than Nick Saban at Alabama. You think that's easy playing quarterback for Nick Saban? I doubt it. You play in 2 national championship games. You kind of figured it out. He's only thrown 2 interceptions this year. Both of those came in the first time that he subbed for Andy Dalton against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's been calm. You heard what Phil said. They love his leadership there. They love him in the locker room there. This is not too big for him, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and he's certainly been a confident guy, just coming out and talking about, hey, you know, Tom Brady did it, why can't I do it? And you have to love that with your backup coming in. But the one thing that does concern me about A.J. McCarron is the 3rd down. Last week against Baltimore, 0 for 9 on 3rd down. And that's what playoff football is. With quarterbacks that are elite, it's about what you do and how you ad-lib on 3rd down. Because the first guy and the second guy aren't going to be open every time. What can you make plays with your legs, or they're dumping that ball off to the back? I hope he can get that done today. And he has to get that done if they're going to win the game.
Just don't throw the interception like Brian Hoyer did today. He had 4 of them in the earlier game. Don't throw the interceptions. This team is good enough to support him if he doesn't turn it over.
Yep. Love his mindset and his poise. I like the kid for sure. All right, folks, it is time now for the IBM Insight Center, which is focused on the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, as we mentioned, and Antonio Brown among the league's best quarterback-receiver combinations over the last 2 regular seasons. When Antonio Brown has 9 or more receptions in a game, the Steelers are nearly unbeatable at 13-1. However, when he has less than 9 catches, the Steelers are under 500. The question is, how have they become one of the most dependable connections in the game?
You know, JB, when you look at Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown, they face all kind of double teams, high, low, in and out. But what makes them special and dangerous are plays of improvisation. What they love to do is they like to take a defense and they like to improvise. And when you look at this Ben Roethlisberger, he holds on to the ball. Here's a screen, okay? He doesn't like when he's going down the field. So what happens, they're on the same page. They have this little unique feel with each other. Back toward the middle of the field he goes, and Ben Ben just has this feel for him. Again, this is against the Cleveland Browns last week. Here's another way to double team him, in and out. So right here, Ben is going to look this way. He moves people with his eyes. The double team's right there. Ben biding time. He feels the pocket, but he's always looking down the field. Back inside, right there, he finds Antonio Brown. And you can see again right here, he's moving in the pocket, but he's looking down the field. He makes his street ball. And what's street ball? Just get open. And that's the thing to me that makes him so special, because they don't know what they're going to do. So how are you going to stop them? If they don't know what they're going to do, how are you going to stop them? So I love this about them, because they're on the street and they're just going to go to open fields and open parts of the field. And Ben's going to sit there and buy time, move people with his eyes. Oh yeah, you're over there. I'm telling you, they're special.
They don't know the question. You coached them. How many times did you say, no? Oh, yeah, okay, great, good job.
Totally. And you know what? That's the thing that I like about him right now is, I mean, and that gets him in trouble. You talked about the 4 interceptions he's had in these 2 games. Sometimes he will hold the ball too long. Sometimes he'll take some of those shots. So it's the fine line. You talk about A.J. McCarron not turning it over. You got to be very careful you don't go into this game playing not to lose. You still have to play to win.
That's exactly right. Well, all I know is this, that Ben Roethlisberger, the play doesn't get started until he gets hit, and that's when it becomes most dangerous. And there you have, there is Fitzgerald Toussaint. Who's he? That's the starting running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight. This young man's got a great opportunity tonight on the national stage. How about Jeremy Hill? He's going to be the guy that's going to be shouldering a lot of the load for the Bengal offense as they geared towards more running, which is not a bad thing in my eyes.
Yeah, and there's the blanket for the Cincinnati offense right there, the red zone master. He's got 13 touchdowns in his 13 games so far this year. Let's see if he can get in the paint again today. And on the other side of the ball, Heath Miller. There is another blanket. I love you guys showing these tight ends. That's it. Get this, 60 receptions on the year. He's got 20 of them against this Cincinnati Bengals. Look at them doing some dances. Me and you could do that, Coach.
They look really uptight, don't they?
Taking pictures, Coach. Maybe it'll last uptight, right?
Don't pull that one.
Hooday!
RootMetrics, in the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call, speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
Free pizza from Domino's is just a game night, late night, bro time, dance-off, pizza, cake, and a hot date away. You can earn a free pizza after just 6 online orders of $10 or more with Domino's new Piece of the Pie rewards.
Hey, Doug, how'd that discount double check work out for you?
Oh, that was great. Good. I wish I had double checked before discussing that play earlier. Did anybody catch that play?
No.
Okay, we're going to act like we're debating about it. You two do the bouncy football thing. You rub your head like it's a real tough call. No, that looks like you're having a migraine. I'm going to break the huddle confidently, and we're going to call it incomplete.
Mike's on!
First down! Thank you! 70,000 people were there.
20 million more watching at home.
Got it!
Save big with State Farm.
Why fit in when you were born to stand out? The 2016 Nissan Altima has arrived.
From bees to business expenses, I'm in charge of it all. So I've been snapping photos of my receipts and keeping track of them in QuickBooks. Now I'm on top of my expenses and my bees. Best 68,000 employees ever. That's how we own it.
When you've got rich relatives, it pays to act rich.
Darling!
A new Two Broke Girls.
Freya, look alive! You want to talk?
Then it's not just good.
I promise it's fun.
It's good for you.
What's so fun about this?
New Mike and Molly after Two Broke Girls. CBS Wednesday.
The NFL Today is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares. Nothing to hide. Verizon. Join a better network because better matters. And by AARP. Real possibilities.
Pittsburgh defensive end Cameron Hayward getting ready to take on the Bengals. Folks, he has also been a positive impact on his community. He is the Steelers' 2015 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award nominee.
All right, take a look at the early game. The Kansas City Chiefs, what a way to start this football game. 106-yard kickoff return by Niles Davis, 7-0 Kansas City. Kansas City goes on to win the game 30-0. First shutout since January 8th, 2006 when the Panthers did it to the Giants 23-0. Big injury here for the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. Jeremy Maclin out with a right knee strain. He'll have an MRI tomorrow. Chiefs go on to win 30-0. 4 Brian Hoyer turnovers, interceptions, I should say.
As you take a look at Alex Smith, solid numbers indeed, and as Coach Cowher says, a very resourceful quarterback. After the game, minutes ago, our Evan Washburn caught up with Alex Smith.
Well, Alex, from start to finish, it seemed like this team had complete control of this game. What do you think led to such a big win?
I mean, well, when you start the game the way we did with the opening kickoff, and then when defense plays the way they did, I mean, just absolutely dominant performance by our defense today. Just felt like they strangled them, giving us a ton of opportunities, great field position, and then offensively we were able to kind of methodically put points on the board.
Momentum gets thrown around a lot. Is it confidence? Is it momentum? What's led to this team being able to run through as many wins as it has?
It's a lot of things. Certainly confidence and momentum are real. And, you know, I feel like we're a very confident group right now that when we play our caliber of football, if we play the way we know we can play, that, you know, we feel like we can beat anybody. Obviously, it's a matter of doing it. So
22 years was a long time for Kansas City fans. Has to feel pretty good to watch these fans get this kind of win here.
Just happy for the entire Chiefs Nation. Man, we got special fans, special people. You know, they're so loyal. They bring it every single home game, even on the road like this. This is incredible. So happy for them, yeah.
Alex, congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thanks.
All right, JB, let's take a look at the AFC playoff picture with Kansas City wins today. Now, if Pittsburgh wins tonight, they will visit Denver. If Cincinnati wins, then Kansas City will go to Denver and Cincinnati will visit New England.
And Boomer, as we take a look at the NFC side of the picture, Minnesota and Washington will host wild card matchups. That's tomorrow. Number 1 seed Carolina will face the lowest remaining seed. That, of course, will be next week, while Arizona will host a divisional round game, that against the highest remaining seed.
And, you know, JB, I like the Seattle Seahawks tomorrow in Minnesota, regardless of the cold. It will not be like it was in the previous game, 38-7, whatever it was. It'll be a lot closer than that. I just can't see Teddy Bridgewater putting up more than 13 points on offense against that Seattle defense.
Well, he may not have to because the conditions are the ultimate equalizer. This game is going to be played in a phone booth, and it's going to come down to the running game. So if I have to pick between Russell Wilson or Christian Michael, I'm going to take Adrian Peterson in that every day of the week, all day.
Green Bay's lost their last 2. I think Washington's been very hot going into this. I love the way Kirk Cousins is playing, Tony. I love Washington in tomorrow's game.
Yeah, but he's going against Dom Capers, who's an old veteran. He's going to come up with some type of stratifying defense that's going to do well. And Aaron Rodgers, you still got the MVP from last year. Yeah, stratifying. I don't know, is that a word?
Put it in. Hey,
put it in, Tom.
Marvin Jones, that's the second leading receiver of the Cincinnati Bengals, 65 receptions and 4 touchdowns this season.
Stratifying.
Yeah. Put it in.
Attention football fans, Southwest is having a sale. Let us run some numbers by you real quick in terms that'll stick. Right now, get fares as low as touchdown with an extra point, of course, field goal, score. Book for as low as $73 one way now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Dr. Hector Flores, you are a breath of fresh air. You turned 50, grabbed life by the microphone, and did some improv. Certifiably fearless. So if you don't think fearless at 50 when you think AARP, you don't know art. Hats off to you, Cynthia Anderson. You didn't just celebrate your 50th in style, you jumped out of your own beautiful birthday cake. Boom. So if you don't think fearless at 50 when you think AARP, you don't know art.
Here in the city, parking is hard to find. Seems like everyone drives. And those who do should switch to Geico because you could save hundreds on car insurance. Oh, perfect. Valet parking. Hello.
Evening, sir.
Here's the keys. And go easy on the right, mate. Wouldn't mind some of that beef Wellington.
To see how much you could save on car insurance, go to geico.com.
It's okay.
This Thursday, TV's #1 new comedy is flexing its funny.
Daddy's gonna get big.
New Life in Pieces, CBS Thursday.
The Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC first-round playoff action.
All right, stop, collaborate, and listen.
Boomer, throw to Green, touchdown Cincinnati. Over the top and into the end zone, Hickey was. Cincinnati is rolling right now. Boomer rolling out, might take it himself. He heads in, 34-0. Final score: the Cincinnati Bengals 41, the Houston Oilers 14.
The throw.
Everybody thought this was the year.
But a first-round exit in the playoffs.
Intercepted by J.J. Watt.
The Dalton's going to go down. J.J. Watt.
And the Bengals head home.
The Bengals are getting booed off their home field.
Drought between playoff wins will grow by at least one more year.
9,134 days ago, our very own self-described Vanilla Ice, that would be Boomer Esiason, led the Bengals to their last playoff win, Coach, in a wild card round triumph over the Houston Oilers. The question is, will the streak end tonight in Paul Brown Stadium against their bitter rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers? We will find out tonight as kickoff approaches in Cincinnati. All right, let's go inside the huddle delivered by Domino's. Now, we certainly expect the superstars to step up in big situations, but who will be the X factor in your mind?
Yeah, Vanilla Ice. Okay, guys, thanks.
Ice.
So following their Week 14 matchup when the Steelers beat the Bengals back in Cincinnati, Pittsburgh's Marcus Gilbert had this to say: all I want for Christmas is the Bengals. Would love to see them in the playoffs where they choke. Ooh. The talking is done between the lines, and he's my X factor because I want to see whether or not he can handle his former college teammate, Carlos Dunlap, and his 13.5 sacks. That's a matchup to watch. And you know, Coach, if one of the Bengals would have said that when you were coaching, you would have that plastered all over the inside of your facility.
Just to go back in memory, Boom.
And then you would remind them.
And T.J. Houshmandzadeh was wiping his shoes with our terrible towel.
That's right.
Before that 2005 game. So, yes, I'm sure that was done.
I'm sure that Marvin Lewis is going to use that as motivation tonight.
I tell you what, be careful what you wish for. But in big games and playoff games, of course the stars are going to be stars, but it's those unsung heroes, guys that come out of nowhere. For us, in 2009, we went to Cincinnati and won. It was Dustin Keller. It was Sean Green. The national stage, nobody knew who these guys were. They introduced themselves, and they put on a show, and they helped us propel us all the way to an AFC championship.
And, you know,
I know, Coach, I didn't tell you my X factor.
Okay, who is
my X factor is Marvin Jones right now. He's second on the team.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's second on the team in receptions, you know, and I think he's going to, put on the show as well.
Now, I would just say, you know, you look at the Pittsburgh offense, we know about Antonio Brown. Ben called out Martavis Bryant, but I'll tell you, there's a guy there who's caught 10 passes in both the games this year. His name's Heath Miller. He may not make big plays, but he'll keep the chains moving. He's one of those guys right there early in the game. To me, Heath Miller is the guy to look for, particularly for Ben, because he's kind of like that security blanket for Ben if the other guys get shut down. So look for Heath Miller to have a big game again tonight, as he had these first two games.
Yeah, I'm glad you're thinking of the tight end, Coach. I really appreciate that. Well, on the other side of the ball, I'm going with Reggie Nelson, the free safety, coming off his first Pro Bowl this year. 8 interceptions, which is tied for the league. And he's going to be patrolling that middle of the field because Ben Roethlisberger does not have a running game until you can prove it. So that means you're one-dimensional, and he knows that. They bombs away on that offensive side of the ball. So it's going to be kind of a chess match between him and Ben going forward. And I like to see who comes out on top because I think it's going to determine the game.
Jason Lockenfor and Pat Kerwin both said they want to know what Bart is drinking because they want that in their coffee as well.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Pick the game and why.
All right, I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20, and I think the loss of D'Angelo Williams is going to pay big dividends for the Cincinnati defense because then they don't have to blitz. They don't have to worry about, loading up that box with 7 guys. Back off, let Big Ben force a couple balls down the field and get a few turnovers.
I think A.J. has played this team before, so he's going to be comfortable and familiar in the pocket with seeing this blitz. And we've seen the Pittsburgh Steelers struggle on the back end, giving up big plays. And I think if he just doesn't, if he avoids the big play, there are going to be opportunities down the field, and they're going to get the victory.
10 years ago, number 6 pick, went into Cincinnati and started a ride. I feel the same way here tonight. Toussaint is going to be the guy no one knows about. Ben Roethlisberger, 11-2 in Cincinnati. Tonight goes to 12-2. The Pittsburgh Steelers start this 6th seed march. Next week, they go to Denver and Peyton Manning, just like it was in 2005. Peyton Manning in Indianapolis.
I love it, Coach. You guys can't see my face, but I am smiling. That's perfect, Coach. I love it. But you know what? I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals here, and I think they're going to run the football. We talk about A.J. McCarron having himself a game today, but Jeremy Hill, if he runs the ball more than 15 times, they are undefeated this year. So give him the rock and take a page out of the Baltimore playbook. You know, play everybody deep, see if Pittsburgh's going to be patient, and I think good things are going to happen for those Bengals.
In all honesty, this really is about Hugh Jackson tonight, the offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. Big interview tomorrow for a possible head coaching job. He's got to have the game of his life as a play caller, not only to protect his quarterback, but to give them a chance.
And I think his best chance is on first down. Let him throw on first down, Boom, because if he's trying to play too close to the vest,
Marvin Jones, you're out.
Folks, it is game time. We will see you back here at halftime. Enjoy the game.
At tackle from Alabama, number 7.
A tradition unlike any other, the Masters on CBS.
Code Black. New CBS Wednesday 10, 9 Central.
Our severe weather coverage is second to none. It is clear, it's complete, and most important, it keeps you safe.
We can spot dead on whether it's going to rain, sleet, ice, or snow in your neighborhoods.
When we have a big severe weather outbreak, everybody comes in. Everybody has a job to do.
Chief Meteorologist Jay Cardosi, John Belsky, Suzanne Horgan, Tiffany Savona, we all work together to make sure that you have the best information every time you see our forecast.
Bryant Heating and Cooling.
My furnace went out, and it was a cold winter night.
We'll have someone right out.
They had to take the old furnace from out of my hall. They had to tear up the floor, but they did a perfect job, and I had heat that night. 20 years ago, I had a floor furnace that went out. Bryant was the only people that would come out and look at it. They fixed it, and this is my second furnace. One call away, they're always here when I need them. My name is Earlene. I've been a Bryant customer for over 20 years.
Speedway Coffee is better than any of those other places and a better value.
I probably wouldn't be able to get my day started without Speedway Coffee.
You get the 7th cup free. What's not to love about that?
I like to take the house blend and the French vanilla cappuccino and top it with the cookies and cream topper. It's a great way to start the day.
I wouldn't even go to work without coffee, without Speedway Coffee.
Nobody makes your perfect cup of coffee quite like you do. And now at Speedway, try our premium dark roast, just 99 cents.
The convenience stores of Speedway.
We can accomplish great things on our own. But when we come together as a team, we are stronger. We become one. Just like the team at Kentucky One Health. The physicians, nurses, and employees all share one goal: to be the leading healthcare system in Kentucky. I know a great team when I see one. Kentucky One Health, the one name in healthcare.
WLKY congratulates Bernie Vegan for his 2015 Bell Award.
We are in Cincinnati. Showers in the area, getting set now for the Steelers and the Bengals. Round 3 and the wild card action. The winner here, let's take a look at it. A win by Cincinnati would send them to New England. A Pittsburgh victory would take the Steelers out to the Mile High City against Denver. Hello, friends. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, Tracy Wolfson, Mike Carey is here. There's not a lot of love here in the building tonight. We know that from past experiences. In fact, before the game, something unusual happened here. The officials lined up in the no-fly zone at midfield, and Mike Carey said, this is unusual.
It's a great move by them. I think all week long we've heard about all the chippiness and how these teams don't like each other. And I would say this, tonight, if you're a player and you get a personal foul penalty or get kicked out of the game, what's the word for that? Well, not very smart. That's the word. Something like that.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was trying to be good.
Let's talk about the playmakers that can, at the end, really impact where this game goes, starting with Cincinnati.
Well, you look at Cincinnati. We know they have a young quarterback, so what do you want to see? You want to see the running backs have a good night, especially Jeremy Hill, and then you got Giovanni Bernard. Take some pressure off of A.J. McCarron. That's what you want to do. But the star, the star of that offense and what's going to happen here tonight, you hope, is A.J. Green. They're going to put a lot of pressure on him. He's going against a defense that's not that good. Defending the pass, you've got to expect A.J. Green to come up big.
A.J.'s always had big games against him, had touchdowns in each of the matchups this year. Okay, now for the Steelers offensively, no D'Angelo Williams out with an ankle. Fitzgerald Toussaint will start at running back, all of 18 carries this year. I know you want to talk about the three receivers, though.
Well, they can overcome the fact that they don't have the running game because of their quarterback and the three receivers. Antonio Brown, I mean, one of the best, if not the best, in the NFL. Then you have Marcus Wheaton as your second wide receiver. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Martavis Bryant, the third guy. So they can make a lot of plays with their pass game. That can open up their run game.
Well, as you were saying, that was just looking down, Cincinnati won the toss, deferred, so we'll see that Pittsburgh offense on the field first. So the Steelers and the Bengals just a moment away from getting started here. This game is being broadcast in Spanish where available using the SAP button on your television. Will it be Cincinnati to New England, or will it be Pittsburgh with a win here? On to Denver. The wild card round continues on CBS in a moment.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change just now. Spend a lifetime and trying to figure it out. I'm going to change just now.
Compare new and used cars your way. We'll let you know when we find the perfect car with everything you want. Life happens one car search at a time. Auto Trader.
I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn. Because you can't beat zero heartburn. Ah, the sweet taste of it.
Prilosec OTC. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours. Zero heartburn.
My wife just hit a deer. We're going to need a great body shop.
He just froze.
Yeah, they just freeze in the headlights. But it's cool. We know just the place. Whatever you need, whenever you need it. Check Yelp first. We know just the place.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Just under 300 miles separates these two cities. Yet they're anything but close.
Oh, you want to come across the street?
They would never admit it, but they have a lot in common. Their football teams long defined by big personalities and gritty, hard-nosed defenses.
Absolutely spectacular play.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Oh, and the knee, that is a tough shot.
For 46 straight years, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals have faced off in one of football's most bitter rivalries.
Got him, he catches it, he's got it! Touchdown!
Intercepted in the end zone.
He turns the corner, he's at the 5.
Tonight, they go at it again. And both know this time the stakes couldn't be higher. It's the AFC wildcard game.
We're about to get ugly.
Well, it's in the 40s here in Cincinnati. Showers in the area. Could be full rain by the second half. Tracy Wolfson is with us down on the sideline, and will be talking to one of the Bengals. In fact, she's ready to go right now with Andrew Whitworth. Down to you, Trace.
Thanks a lot, Jim. And Andrew, 7 straight playoff losses. What does this team need to do to just put that behind them and come away with a win tonight?
Win every play, and we'll win the game.
How about you're going to be blocking for A.J. McCarron again, his 4th start of the season. What does he need to do to have success tonight?
He just needs to do what he does, and we got to play well around him, and we'll have a chance. Win every snap we can, and we'll have a chance to win this game.
Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you very
Jim?
much.
Thank you, Tracy. Marvin Lewis, you talked with the coach this week, feels this is his best Bengals team he's ever had.
Yes, it does. You know, I think there's no really gaping hole when you look at this football team on both sides of the ball. They have some playmakers on each side. Of course, without saying, we'll talk about it a lot tonight. Andy Dalton, 5 years in, 5 years of experience, had his best year of his career by far. Not being in is a big deal for this Bengals team.
Got the cast off of the right hand, but not making any throws yet. He'll be reevaluated if their season continues early in the week. But Andy Dalton has to sit out and watch this one as A.J. McCarron will be starting for the 4th time. But we're going to begin with the Steelers receiving this kick. And all their playoff experience, you can't ignore that. Roethlisberger will be coming on the field with 10 all-time postseason victories, a couple of Super Bowl wins, a franchise so decorated with all of its incredible accomplishments, 6 Super Bowl titles in Pittsburgh history, and they're coming from the 6th position as they did 10 years ago this week when they came down here and won in a wild card game against the number 3 Bengals, and went on to not only win on this occasion, but become the first 6th seed to ever win a Super Bowl up in Detroit, Super Bowl 40.
Well, in the best group he's ever had around him since he's been a Steeler. His 12th year, this is the best offense he has had.
Mike Nugent drives this one all the way through the back of the end zone. No chance for Wheaton's return. So Roethlisberger, the first quarterback in NFL history. Some of the things he does, I think, often get overlooked. To have 6 touchdown pass performances back-to-back games. The first NFL quarterback that ever had 2 500-yard passing performances. His line, Villanueva, what an emerging story for this young man out of West Point. 3 tours of Afghanistan. There is Toussaint, who gets to start now with D'Angelo Williams inactive with the ankle. Now, only twice this year did the Steelers take their first drive of the game down the field for a touchdown, and both of those times were the matchups against the Bengals. Here's a quick throw, and it comes over to Bryant, and he steps out after a gain of 5. Let's meet Paul Gunther's defense, the 2nd scoring defense in the NFL. Carlos Dunlap breaking through this year with 13.5 sacks. Perfect. And he is probably the #1 enemy of the Steelers on that opposite side. Reggie Nelson had 3 interceptions of Ben in the 2 games this year. Second and 6. Here is the handoff to Toussaint, and there is Perfect to throw him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, Marvin Lewis said this before I even get in the game. You got to talk about Vontaze Burfict. When he's in that lineup, he changes their football team. He's so physical, emotional, very smart, makes a lot of plays, and makes a lot of what I would want to say solid tackles like we just saw that time. Maybe the word vicious is more like it.
Yeah. Hayward Bay comes in as an extra receiver on 3rd and 8. From the pocket, Roethlisberger, pump fake and throw, and off the hands of Hayward Bay. So no opening drive touchdown like the other 2 occasions against Cincinnati this year. 3 and out instead.
Yep, Adam Jones on the top of the screen. Marvin Lewis, again, just talking about him, the best year of his career. He has changed his football life, and you saw it right there. His technique, it's perfect all over the receiver.
There's Jordan Berry's punt on the way. And a fair catch made by Adam Jones. He had only 1 fair catch all of the regular season, although injured late in the year. He only had 1 return over the last month and a half of the season. He's always a threat. Here comes McCarron now with the 3 starts to close out the regular season, entering the lineup after the first quarter of that matchup against Pittsburgh on December the 13th. Whitworth, we heard from, on his way to a 2nd Pro Bowl. A.J. Green in the 2 games again this year had a touchdown in each. Over 100 in both games against the Steelers. 41-yard punt by Berry has Cincinnati's first snap from the 36. McCarron. Quick throw. It's a quick completion on the board to A.J. Green for 5. This Pittsburgh defense, now they're vulnerable against the pass. They'll turn you over, though. Tuitt's the one who picked off Dalton, and then Dalton fractured the thumb trying to make the tackle. High praise about Tuitt from Coach Tomlin in our meeting yesterday. Lawrence Timmons, a linebacking core featuring all first-rounders. And William Gay had a pick 6 in the matchup against the Bengals just 4 weeks ago. Here's the handoff to Hill. And the early contact by Shazier. Shazier has the tackle for no gain. Well, McCarron, it's a big spot for him to come into, but this is a young man who's accustomed to being on a big stage.
Yes, well, I think you said it right. A couple things. Take care of the football. That's always important for all quarterbacks, but especially young ones. He learned that at Alabama. He's transferred that here to the Cincinnati Bengals. And the offense, they said to us, we have everything in. Even though he's a young quarterback, we did not hold back on the game plan. Very important.
Start. Offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So John Parry's crew will back him up 5 yards.
Well, they gave A.J. McCarron an easy throw to A.J. Green. Boy, a lot of A.J., so I got to be careful here tonight. But they got A.J. Green involved in the game with that short pass. We talked about how important it is for A.J. Green and McCarron to have a solid night.
Gio Bernard comes into the lineup. Here's Green to the near side on a 3rd and 11. Mohamed Sanu also enters the lineup. Here he is in motion. Pressure on McCarron, steps in front of it and is able to get it over to Eifert, who tried to fight for the first down yardage, just stopped a yard short.
Nobody really open quick enough for A.J. McCarron. The one thing they want him to do tonight, they had to get out of the pocket because Bud Dupree forced him up. But this is to play spontaneously. In other words, just like that. It just move, feel it, and they want him to, if the opportunity is there, to run with the football more than he has so far in those first starts.
Kevin Huber to punt to the dangerous Antonio Brown, who has 4 career punt return touchdowns, 3 of them against Cincinnati. And he'll try the return. Slips by the first contact. Brought down shy of the 20. 42-yard punt, and Roethlisberger's coming back out. Each team 3 and outs to get this one started.
Attention football fans, Southwest is having a sale. Let us run some numbers by you real quick in terms that'll stick. Right now, get fares as low as touchdown with an extra point, of course, field goal, score. Book for as low as $73 one way now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
If you're trying to be a little better, things just got a whole lot better. Introducing entrees loaded with flavor, not calories. Applebee's Grill and Bar favorites made a little better for you. Featuring new dishes, all under 650 calories and starting at just $9.99.
How about a resolution to follow your heart when you're doing this, and this, and this, and this, and a little bit of this, which means you should probably wear this. Beat yesterday with Vivo Smart HR from Garmin.
Check this out, bro.
What's that, Brohim?
I switched to Geico and got more.
More savings on car insurance?
Yeah, Professor, and more. Like renter's insurance.
More ways to save. Nice, Brotated Chip.
That's not all protein shake. Geico has motorcycle and RV insurance, too.
Ooh, that's a lot more.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about more Teddy Roosevelt.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
This Thursday.
Hey, I was just returning the book.
Sherlock may have a suspicious mind.
You know what? My partner looks like naked.
But this mystery is a little too close to Holmes.
You're dipping your pen in the company ink. You can never just drop anything. Not one of my particular strengths, no.
New Elementary, this Thursday, or stream it live or on demand.
There's Andy Dalton. And having a little chat with McCarron. Trying to coach up his backup. Second series coming up for the Steelers now from the 19. And Toussaint this time has a lane and gets about 9 running behind Alejandro Villanueva.
Well, that kind of brings up what I want to talk about when you talk about what they're trying to accomplish tonight. You look at Ben Roethlisberger, he's got such great control of the football, Jim, that his decision-making has been too aggressive down the field, has led to interceptions. Now, the Bengals, they're hoping they can keep the defense back to stop all the pass receivers and not let runs like we just saw to Tucson happen. So that'll be the big chess match, or a couple of the big chess matches here tonight.
You see Heath Miller moving into a slot. There is a pass play for well, did he get the first down? Forward progress. They're going to have it. Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown coming off a 136 catch season and a 3-year span, the most catches in a 3-year span in the history of the league.
You look at him, it's not an accident when you see all these numbers by Antonio Brown. They design a lot of plays for him. We see a lot of screens, but as Ben Roethlisberger told us, he can run short, deep, a tremendous catcher of the football because he works at it so hard.
Did not have a 100-yard game in either matchup against the Bengals. That pass sails over the head of Martavis Bryant. As Mike Tomlin's brought the Steelers to the playoffs for the 6th time in his 9 years. 97 career wins overall. If he could catch fire like the team did 10 years ago under the leadership of Bill Cowher, that would be 100, getting him to the Super Bowl. This is Brown, and he battles for about 5 before Iloka bumps him out.
Well, what do you want to do? You want to get the football to Antonio Brown. Watch from the outside. You see all the blockers coming inside, and he breaks to the out. Good block by Heath Miller. You know, you talk about Mike Tomlin likes his football team. What did he say to us last night? We're scarred
in the right ways. In the right ways.
In the right way. We can deal with adversity, and they're not afraid of losing. So they play fast and loose.
3rd and 5. And that's Miller, and they collapse in on him and hold him short of the first down. Mauluga and others.
Kind of tells you what this the Pittsburgh offense thinks about the Cincinnati Bengals. It's going to be a screen inside to Heath Miller. So that's about the 4th or 5th screen we've seen here to start the game. Why are they doing that? Because you have to honor the defensive pass rush by the Cincinnati Bengals. They have 4 guys who can get to the quarterback.
Pretty good rain now falling here as Brandon Tate is back deep. Not Jones this time.
Defense looks fast for the Cincinnati Bengals here tonight. That's what they said. We are fresh, healthy, and ready to go.
A lot of hang time with this one. Tate, there is a flag thrown in. Jamarco Thomas was a little too close to the returner. It's a 44-yard punt.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team, 15-yard penalty. First down. Timeout on the field.
John Parry's all-star crew not the only ones who saw that. There was A.J. McCarron on the sideline saying, hey, give me an extra 15 yards to start this next drive.
Imagination. The all-new Civic from Honda.
Let me get a McPick too.
Introducing a hot new deal at McDonald's that starts with you. Now get 2 delicious tastes for just $2. The McPick 2 menu. Mix and match new melty mozzarella sticks with a juicy McDouble or golden fries with a classic McChicken. Only $2 for any 2. Hurry in and choose your faves for just $2. It's the tastiest deal yet. Just ask for it.
Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
Civil liberties are being trampled on in your city. The bat vigilante thinks he's above the law. Don't believe everything you hear, son.
Boys, Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. I love it. I love bringing people together. Lex, it is a pleasure. Ow, wow, that is a good grip. You should not pick a fight with this person.
Rated PG-13.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Batman vs. Superman from Warner Brothers Pictures in theaters March 25th, and by the all-new 2016 Honda Civic. The bicycle playing card's been produced here in this area for over 130 years. Here we go now with the penalty, bringing them out to the 29, and Jeremy Hill called on first down and clogged up for a loss of 1 by James Harrison. Tracy addressed it with Andrew Whitworth, and that's all you hear about with the Bengals' misfortunes in the postseason. The Bills have gone 20 seasons without a postseason victory. Lions 24, and now you see Cincinnati 24 seasons. Pass to the sideline, and it's caught by Marvin Jones, and a gain of 13.
Marvin Jones looks like he gets both feet down. How about the cushion that time that William gave Marvin Jones? And that's why A.J. McCarron can make some of these throws down the field because of the soft defense or pass defense by the Steelers.
How much do you think that playoff drought weighs on the mind of these players?
Well, it bothers them during the week. They get sick of hearing it, but Jim, I've been in some situations like this. When the game starts, man, you react and you play.
There's a flag thrown.
False start. Offense number 77. The defensive end did not get into the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Second false start call against the Bengals. And never miss a playoff moment with the CBS Sports app. Every play, score, all the information from a wild card weekend through the championship. Download the CBS Sports app now. CBSSports.com/mobile. In fact, both of those pre-snap calls have come against Whitworth. And it's a 1st and 15. And another one on the field, another marker. And it's a pickup of 7. We'll see if the catch by Green will hold up.
Play game defense. Action within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty replay. First down. There is no play.
James Harrison moving a lot. Here's 92. Well, he's faking the snap. Little move there. He's got Whitworth twice. Now, James Harrison had very good success rushing the passer when they played a few weeks ago against Andrew Whitworth. I'm sure that's why Whitworth is on edge.
4 receivers stacked to the right, Eifert to the left. McCarron was wanting to go to his tight end and now forces the throwaway. So they load up 4 to the right, and they tried to get that one-on-one matchup for Eifert.
Mike, you know, we see all these different formations and plays by the Bengals, and they enamor us as announcers, and the fans see it. And we talked to Mike Mitchell, the safety for the Steelers last night, and he goes, well, he looked at us and laughed. He goes, clutter. Not worried about it. It's not part of the game. You got to just, they're going to do a few odd things during the game. We're ready for it. Just be ready to stop their real offense when they run.
Here comes a blitz on McCarron. Shakes off the hit. Now looking for a place to go, and the Steelers will get credit for the sack. It's Harrison. And a loss of a couple. That was Timmons who blew past the line of scrimmage. Looked like it might be a big loss at first.
Lawrence Timmons is playing tremendous as a linebacker, stopping the run pass, but his blitzing inside of late this year has been tremendous. Having great success. Gets McCarron out of the pocket. And the other linebackers all can run. They'll clean up the mess.
Timmons to the sideline for this 3rd and 12. And they set up screen. Tight end screen to Eifert. Spin move and another one. And he's got the first down. Takes a couple of Pittsburgh players with him all the way to the 45. Pirouettes twice to try to find that first down yardage, and he got it.
Watch the 2, right guard, right tackle. Good block on the outside by Eifert. The defense, they're playing the 3rd and long. Everybody's so far back, they can't react fast enough. And Eifert, look, tight end, very good athlete, gets the extra yards.
First time either side has been past midfield, and Hill, with his 3rd carry, he has been contained each of the 3 times he's carried it. A loss of 1 that time. Heroic, emotional, and heartbreakingly real. A powerful new Code Black you won't want to miss Wednesday at 10, 9 Central. Only CBS.
Well, so far, when you watch the Steelers defense, it has its problems against the pass. Very good against the run because everybody throws the ball a lot of times against them. But the linebackers are active, and right now they're winning the battle against the Bengals.
2nd and 11. McCarron threads it to Eifert with 2 Steeler defenders right around him. Shazier and Blake were there, but it's a gain of 8 for Cincinnati.
Well, Eifert's taken some big hits against his team, hadn't he, Jim? And in right between the 2 defenders, it looks legal. Blake hits him in the chest with the shoulder. That's clean, and then Shazier from behind. So, look, they're all looking at the quarterback. So when you catch the football down the field, you have to know that they're going to be closing fast on the defensive side.
Well, Eifert was concussed in the game here December 13th by Mitchell and had to miss a couple of games after that. 3rd and 3 for the Bengals. And it falls incomplete. Well covered that time by Robert Golden, as McCarron was trying to feed it again to Eifert.
Yep, Golden all over it, reading the quarterback. That's what he did. He didn't read the receiver. The whole time he was looking at A.J. McCarron. Look, nothing against A.J. McCarron. Young quarterback, very little experience, and they're going to react to the first thing he looks at in this game. That's one thing I've heard from the Steeler players and the coaches.
4th and 3, they will not entertain the idea of a 56-yard field goal attempt. Harriman is the up back here. Huber standing near midfield. Takes something off of this one. And gets the great bounce down to the 6. And it's covered up by Tate. So the Steelers will start back at their own 6-yard line.
Now at Chili's, mix and match fajitas. Fill them up with our new prime rib and your fresh Mex favorites.
Shoulders don't just carry pads. They carry your fans' passions, hopes, and dreams, and maybe a chance at greatness. Because shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
RootMetrics, in the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call, speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
There are a lot of things that make the 2016 Honda CR-V a great sport utility vehicle. Like a selection of features that make getting around a little easier. A beautiful design that will turn heads without breaking budgets. Performance that's both entertaining and efficient. And then there are things that make the CR-V exceptional. Now the most durable and longest lasting crossover in its class. The 2016 Honda CR-V.
Without a caring adult, some kids feel like castaways. Just a little of your time can make a huge difference in a child's life. Be a mentor. CBS Cares.
Tonight's Next Gen Stats are brought to you by Tostitos. Bring the party. Huber for the second time pinning the Steelers inside the 20. In fact, on this occasion, inside the 10. Pittsburgh breaks huddle with 3 tight ends. Miller joined by Spaeth and Jesse James. And it's Toussaint weaving through traffic, and he's got another first down carry that goes for 9. That's how they began the last series, with a 9-yard run by the back from the University of Michigan, raised in northern Ohio in the Youngstown area. Played at Michigan in front of Thomas Rawls, who broke on the scene at Seattle this year.
Mike Tomlin has faith about what Toussaint can do, likes everything. Pass blocking, just has a great feel for the game. That's why he started.
2nd and 1, but he is hammered this time. Maualuga's off to a great start in this game, and Iloka was the one who hit him first.
Iloka comes from the outside. You have to see with the safeties up there blitzing, you got to get a wide receiver or somebody over there to slow them down, because they're going to chase it from behind and make the play.
Toussaint seeing this action because of the injuries at this position. Le'Veon Bell blew out his knee against the Bengals in the first matchup. Dree Archer, D'Angelo Williams out this game after just a super year of taking over for Bell. He's out with an ankle. 3rd and 2. Looking for options. Flags are out as Toussaint takes off. And finally, Nelson ends it near the 40.
What a job by Roethlisberger. The offensive line, the extra time. He just stood there, didn't move, didn't panic, and waited for Toussaint to come open.
Prior to the pass, holding defense number 55. Penalties declined. Resulting play, first down.
Boy, Toussaint did not have a catch all regular season. This one goes for 27.
The initial protection is outstanding. Toussaint helping Villanueva at left tackle, and what a big hit. Wallace Gilberry, an excellent 3rd down pass rusher from inside and outside for the Bengals defense.
First down, Toussaint. And he's got all the yardage on this drive that again started at the 6 and now has moved across the 45. Williams with 907 yards. Go with 11 touchdowns. Bell, that injury back on November 1st. Toussaint, 42 yards in the regular season. We saw Williams on the sideline. Todman's in the backfield on 2nd and 4. Here's his first carry. Nice cut. And again, what a move. Finally, Nelson shoves him into the bench.
Look at that, Keith Butler getting into it on the sideline.
Here we go.
No, I'm sorry, that's Mike Munchak, the offensive line coach, with Reggie Nelson. But what a cut by Todman to get that big play inside, takes it outside, picks up the extra yards.
Well, there is a flag in the mass of people over there.
We were wanting to make sure the players kept everything under control. We forgot to say the coaches too.
Tomlin going to keep his crew back. This was a hit that certainly rankled Mike Munchak. Nelson, and I don't know if the flag is going to be first on Nelson or some reactionary flag as well. There's the Hall of Famer Mike Munchak.
Yep, and I was just going to talk about what a job.
The ruling on the field is a first down, and after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. The coach pushed the player. The down will count. 15-yard penalty, first down, Pittsburgh.
See what a job he's done with this offensive line this year. With the cut, Todman gets pushed outside.
No flag for that.
And yeah, Munchak actually grabbed Reggie Nelson and kind of threw him towards the bench. That's what they saw.
Did you think it was a late hit on Nelson? As he shoved Todman out of bounds. We bring in Mike Carey. Mike.
No, it started inbounds and just continued out of bounds. I think the way they handled it was very well. Now it's time to settle everything down.
So they get the first down, but then they subtract the 15, brings them all the way back to the 46. 1st and 10 from here. It's Todman on the pitch, and he's got a nice run.
Boy.
Todman for 9.
Comes in and out of bounds. There's Munchak. They running each other. Could have been, you know, maybe it's not the action, Jim. It could have been the fact that there was some words said, who knows what. That'll settle everybody down, that penalty. That'll settle both sides down, knowing that the officials, they're going to call this tight, and rightly so.
2nd and 1. Toussaint has the first at the Cincinnati 40.
Boy, you're worried about the pass. You think, well, Pittsburgh doesn't have the running backs. Not enough guys up there to stop the run. Pittsburgh doing a good job.
By the way, they had 50 yards rushing in the quarter, which has come to a close without a score in that quarter. 0-0 after 1.
We've streamlined shipping and improved our e-commerce with the tools on FedEx Small Business Center. It's really helped us become more efficient.
Sweet.
Unlike this new open floor plan.
What do you mean?
Well, there's no privacy anymore.
How many times a day do I apply the ointment?
Nowhere to have a meeting. And it's just too loud to concentrate.
Well, good job using FedEx. At least we're all in this together, right?
Make your e-commerce more efficient with FedEx.
Every auto insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. Those who have served our nation have earned the very best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Direct from our imagination. The all-new Civic from Honda.
When a rich guy starts hitting on you, it's the answer to a mother's prayers.
He wants to have dinner with me.
Thank you, Jesus! A new mom. Then, don't miss the new comedy that will have everyone asking,
Where you been, huh? Korea.
what in the halo is wrong with her? Angel from Hell, right after A New Mom, CBS this Thursday.
Back for the second quarter in Cincinnati. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, Tracy Wolfson, Mike Carey. There's the rushing yards you talked about. 50 in that first quarter on 8 attempts. And we start the second with Pittsburgh driving. 8th play of this drive coming up that began back at the 6. Todman bounces around, is able to fall forward for one. Maualuga has hold of him, and one more look at what happened here.
I think at first it started, let me protect you, then all of a sudden
Munchak had hold of his hair.
He had the hair too, which is not a penalty. Oh, for the players.
Second and 9. Draw. Todman up the middle. Maualuga tripped him up. Tracy, down to you.
Jim, speaking with some people down here on the sideline before the game, I was told the officials did not bring up the chippiness before with any player or coach, but that Executive Vice President of Football Operations for the NFL, Troy Vincent, did reach out to each coach. Also, the NFL issued a memo to all officials, especially this crew, to make sure they keep the emotions of these teams under control, Jim.
Good stuff, Tracy. And again, this is not John Perry's crew he worked with during the season. It's an all-star crew, but Perry was the referee in that game between these two December 13th that led to over $140,000 in fines. 3rd and 6, and they get to him. It's Nelson who's hobbling after making the sack.
Well, what you do, you have 5 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers and a tight end, nobody there to protect you. Here comes the blitz, and what's always the key about the blitz? It's space the players out, time it right, done very well by the Bengals.
Well, Nelson got his leg caught under him.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more.
Can I get pizza for the whole team?
You got it, Mr. Cuban. Just $5 each.
Wings and a Hershey's cookie for $5 each?
Yes.
It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu, only at Pizza Hut.
We have 2 hot, smart college girls about to meet us.
Grandpa, are you kidding me right now?
What's up now, bro? Give me a beer.
Yeah! Do it again!
Dirty Grandpa, rated R, January 22nd.
When you don't think of them as dummies, something amazing happens. The only luxury brand awarded top safety ratings across its entire model line. Acura.
America has fallen in love with The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Weeknights, only CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side. And by Pizza Hut. Bring home the flavor only at Pizza Hut. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, is going to be trimmed down to 3 finalists before the big announcement at the NFL Honor Show on CBS February 6th. Congratulations to the players designated from the teams tonight. Cameron Hayward, who is the Steelers United Way representative, and Carlos Dunlap of the Bengals, who does a lot here to help those breast cancer survivors in the Cincinnati area. As you see, Nelson is getting help to the sideline. He has always tormented Roethlisberger in his career. 3 picks I mentioned earlier just this season alone. 6 overall.
It's a big deal.
Yes, it is. And Barry's punt gets the fair catch from Brandon Tate. May have been a collision for Nelson as he was getting hold of Roethlisberger on the sack. And his own player appeared to have stepped on him. Was Vincent Ray.
First down. Timeout.
By the way, a holding penalty too on the punt receiving team. So the Bengals backed up.
Keep the dream alive with the restyled Honda Accord.
To get to you, they'd have to get past us. America's Navy.
Crawfish shorts, I like your style.
hooked it just a little bit. Don't open that cellar door. Epic comeback starts right here. Lucky shot.
Catch a new Two Broke Girls. CBS Wednesday, 8, 7 Central. This Thursday, TV's #1 new comedy is flexing its funny.
Daddy's gonna get big.
New Life in Pieces, CBS Thursday.
You are watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
Monday, don't miss an all-new Late Show with Stephen Colbert. He's got Angel from Hell star Jane Lynch, and then, of course, James Corden, all new Monday, CBS. So the fair catch had come right between the 12 and 13-yard line. It was a penalty against Cincinnati, and half the distance has them beginning near the 7 with Hill. Dupree, the rookie first rounder, on his back right away after a gain of 2. It did not look good as Reggie Nelson was helped to the Cincinnati locker room. Could not put any weight really to speak of.
Watch his left foot. Steps on Vincent Ray, his teammate, as he came through. Watch it turn there. Oh boy, it really does. You could see the twisting left ankle.
Taking him right to the x-ray room. 2nd down and 8. As McCarron goes underneath to Sanu. And could not get away from Brandon Boykin. But a gain of 5. 3rd and short coming up for Cincinnati.
Boy, A.J. McCarron, they said a lot of nice things about him. They're so glad he's got the experience at least going into this playoff game. And you need it. We saw a young quarterback for Cleveland last week. Austin Davis, this Steelers defense with the linebackers when they want to be this creative, all the blitzing, all the looks. Hard for a young quarterback to make all the changes, the audibles to get you into the right play.
Rain on and off here at the Jungle. As the Bengals have a 3rd and 3. Only 1 catch so far in the game by A.J. Green for a mere 4 yards. That's to Eifert. Look out. Coming up was William Gay, who had a pick 6 against McCarron on the opening drive of the second half back 4 weeks ago.
It was about exactly that position and almost that type of throw. So, yeah, you got to deal with this defense and all the looks. Now you got to deal with the weather. But they got up there. They fake blitzed. They dropped out, confused the quarterback. He did the right thing, get rid of it quick.
Had Eifert caught it, he still would not have had enough for the first.
No, he would not. They were closing fast.
6 total drives in this game. And now the 6th punt. It's Huber. He's going to get a good number off of this one. As it finally dies near the 35. 51-yard punt. In a scoreless game here in Cincinnati.
RootMetrics, in the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call, speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
Stand out by design. That feeling recaptured by design.
All right, everybody, if this doesn't get your toes tapping, then check your pulse.
The joy of cola, joy of bubbles, joy of fun, joy of Pepsi on your tongue. Greatest taste sensation under the sun. Pepsi Cola.
like games?
I do.
A blind date
Watch this.
becomes a deadly game.
I planted a bomb in the building. There are innocent people here.
She just armed the bomb. I'm just another girl with daddy issues.
Let's take a look at next-gen stats presented by Tostitos, and let's talk formation.
Well, here you go. The Steelers, what do they do the best? They have one running back, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Look at the yards they get when they go against the whole league. What do they get against the Bengals? Much tougher. The Bengals know this offense. They have good defensive backs. They can cover, and we've seen that here tonight.
That's Toussaint for 2. Maualuga on another tackle, and with Nelson out, Cincinnati has brought in Sean Williams at safety, his 3rd year out of Georgia. He had a interception in the first matchup this season against the Steelers.
That's right. I'll just say this one more time. Maualuga and Burfict are everywhere. And Marvin Lewis just said when you put the 2 of them in there together, it just changes their defense, changes the personality of the team, and they've made a lot of plays here tonight.
2nd and 8. Play action. And Roethlisberger saw this, had no chance. Heath Miller was in the area.
Up screen to even Heath Miller. How about, here we go, perfect. Right off the start of the game, just says, here I am. And then how about Maualuga? He's done this about 3 times. Just crushes the screens to the outside, making them worthless. And then Maualuga just overpowers Cody Wallace, gets in the backfield with Iloka, and makes the tackle. So, see, I saw it, and we showed it to you. That's how they're playing.
Both teams are 1 of 4 on 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 8 for the Steelers. Green's coming down pretty strong. Roethlisberger's throw in the area of Wheaton, incomplete.
Took too long. Ben Roethlisberger, he knows he's played against the Bengals enough. Wheaton to the outside against Adam Jones. Nice job, sells it in, sells it out. But the football's gone because, like I said, took too long. He knows that pass rush is coming.
Brandon Tate back at the 18-yard line. Here's Barry. This is returnable. Got by Thomas, and then was met by Moats near the 30. 44-yard punt as McCarron comes out. He's 6 out of 9 for 55 yards. The playoffs began down in Houston with the Chiefs just annihilating the Houston Texans from the get-go. They scored 11 seconds into the game on the Nile Davis 106-yard kick return. We are now fumble and fallen on right away by McCarron. We're 19 minutes into this game with no points.
Well, let's see. Let me make an observation here. The Knight got to stay in there. The rain, yeah, he's under there. The football just a little off center. But the defenses, Jim, we talked during commercials, and both look fast, fresh, tough on both quarterbacks so far. It's one thing. Paul Gunther, defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals, says we're physical, we're healthy, and we've seen that so far against Ben Roethlisberger.
2 first downs produced by Cincinnati, 4 by the Steelers, and a 2nd and 11. McCarron. They've got him, and the ball is on the ground, and Bowling is there to fall on it. So 2 straight plays. Cincinnati has the ball come out of their hands for a moment. There's a loss of 12 here. Hayward was the one who knocked it out.
Yeah, they moved the line. They switched positions. It gave Cameron Hayward the edge to come all the way around. C97 caught A.J. McCarron. Really, it happened so fast, caught him by surprise, and one of the reasons why he fumbled. He had 2 hands on the football also, so you can't say it was bad mechanics by the quarterback.
3rd and 23. You could smell draw coming all along. It's Bernard to the 31. Helps change a little bit of the field position as he gets some of the loss back. That's a rush of 14 for Bernard.
Well, everybody involved with this football, the snappers, the holders, the kickers. You know, Jim, it's raining now. So I don't care how much you've rubbed those footballs up and how good they feel. With this type of rain, it's going to cause a problem.
Huber for the 4th time. Brown steps up to field it and falls after just a couple of yards. Approaching the midway point of the 2nd quarter. Defensive battle it is here in the rain on a Saturday night in Cincinnati.
Uh-oh. The brothers-in-law just got to town.
If you say that one more time, I'm gonna shoot you in the face. Oh, you funny.
It's gonna stick. We're partners, James. We protect each other.
Ben! Count on the vest.
See that? We protect each other. James! You trying to kill me?
Hey, man, we the brothers-in-law.
Not anymore. Offer is off the table.
Rated PG-13.
Over the years, Clementine saw a lot. She saw Mark grow up. She saw him tempted, but she never felt threatened until Taco Bell introduced $1 Crunchwrap sliders, and Clementine began to worry for her personal safety. But little did she know that under her own body was a weird rubber plug. 4 big, full-size flavors that won't break the bank. Crunchwrap sliders, including new spicy beefy nacho and sriracha chicken for just $1 each. Only at Taco Bell.
You're acting so funny. What's wrong, Billy?
My doctor says I have Skittles pox.
Are they contagious?
I don't think so.
Contract the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Hey, Chip, how'd the discount double check work for you? Great. Just wish I double checked those throwback uniforms, though. Cannot believe I found your size. Look at that, huh? Woo! You liked them, though, right? No, I didn't.
It pays to double check. Save big with State Farm.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by State Farm. Find your agent at statefarm.com. Right along to training day is over. It opens this Friday. And by the Lincoln Motor Company and the entirely new Lincoln MKX.
Well, boy, I hope Tracy Wolfson brought her rain gear.
No kidding.
Sorry, Tracy. It's nice and warm up here.
Reminds her of a few Saturdays down in the SEC.
Yeah.
Days of yesteryear. 1st and 10. Toussaint. He's got 4. On Super Bowl Sunday, Pepsi presents the biggest concert of the year, the Pepsi Super Bowl 50 halftime show. And for the first time ever, Pepsi is giving fans exclusive behind-the-scenes access as the show comes together. Go to Pepsi.com for more details.
Pittsburgh was hoping to run the football well enough to keep the defense honest. They've done that. They cannot get their passing game going.
Well, here he is to throw on 2nd and 6. He's got Antonio. There is a flag out as Kirkpatrick does a nice job of cutting off the angle and bringing down Brown after a gain of 4.
Saw a flag come down. You look at this, you think, well, which quarterback has the advantage in this rain?
Prior to the pass being thrown, illegal contact, defense number 58. 5 yards from the previous spot.
So we brought it up quite a bit to both teams. A.J. McCarron didn't think it was going to be a big deal, and all the Steeler coaches said, hey, our guy's a mutter. And, you know, that means we've seen Ben Roethlisberger play in a lot of bad weather over the years, and his motion, the way he throws, it's all really, truly so pure that this rain and not getting a great grip on the football, I don't think it will hinder his throwing that much.
He wears a glove on his left hand, not his throwing hand. Here's a first down give. Toussaint brought down by Michael Johnson for no gain.
This Bengals defense, too, under Paul Gunther, who, by the way, is going to interview for a head job, I think, tomorrow also.
Yeah, with Cleveland.
With Cleveland. But they're talented, and they can wait to the last second to move and shift. And they can even, and I've seen it in the 2 games, they've confused Ben Roethlisberger, you know, 4 or 5 times where he's thrown to the wrong guy just because of great disguise by the defense.
2nd and 10. Again, that defense without Arguably, it's quarterback and Reggie Nelson out with an injury in this one. Roethlisberger bodies around, and he's hit from behind. Geno Atkins hammers Roethlisberger for a loss of about 5.
Pass protection is good. 97. They push him behind the quarterback. That's what you want. But nobody open down the field.
And a penalty marker came down well after the play had ended.
Well, that was a big hit, wasn't it?
Well, Atkins, one of the best at doing that. He tied for the most sacks by any interior defensive lineman in the league this year, on his way to a 4th Pro Bowl.
Bengals are getting in shoving matches by the
unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 94. 15-yard penalty from the
That's on Domata Peko.
Saw a few guys in there shoving. I don't think I'd shove Domata Peko. First off, you couldn't move him if you hit him with a truck. So, but there you go. They're making up. So that's.
But just after your defense comes up with the big play, the unsportsmanlike call brings the Steelers to the other side of the 50 and a new set of downs.
Coverage by the Bengals defensive back so far has been outstanding. We've seen Roethlisberger plenty of time, just can't find anybody open where to throw it.
Peko's teammates were getting on him. That's why you saw the embrace trying to make up, and it's batted down by Dunlap.
Sometimes the best thing you could do against a quarterback.
Hey, on the penalty at bottom of the screen. Bengal with the cape on. It was Peko.
Yeah,
he came onto the field and shoved the Steeler in the back.
Wow, well, he's protecting his teammate, but we talked about it from the beginning. That's a good call and just a bad play by him. No other way to say it. Took away a really good play by the defense and gets the Steeler in good field position.
And 2nd and 10 to Wheaton. Got him by the ankles and the ball's down. And I think Cincinnati has the recovery. Cincinnati football. Recovered by Iloka. Burfict had the hit that got the ball out of the hands of Marcus Wheaton.
We are seeing playoff defense out here tonight so far.
And really, it wasn't anything to do exactly with Burfict. It's just that Wheaton lost control of it.
Lease a 2016 Lincoln MKX for $399 a month. Only at your Lincoln dealer.
1,000 people will win $1,000 every day at H&R Block.
Turn my music.
$1,000 people win $1,000 every single day for a month. Get in on this.
Turn my music.
I will not lose.
It's refund season.
Want a free pizza from Domino's? Well, just have some game nights, late nights, and bro time. With Domino's new Piece of the Pie rewards, you can earn a free pizza after just 6 online orders of $10 or more. Whoa! So, keep having dance-offs, pizza cakes, and hot dates. You'll have a free pizza in no time. Sign up to get your piece of the pie at Domino's.com.
I think it was my first year in the league. Walter Payton was on the sidelines, and I put my hand out to shake his hand. I'm Eric Dickerson. He said, I know who you are. I love Walter. I can say he's sadly missed.
We do have technical difficulties out at the stadium right now, Paul Brown Stadium. The Bengals taking over here, 2nd and 12. A.J. McCarron dropping back to pass. Incomplete. As we await to find out exactly what the problem is at Paul Brown Stadium on site. You can see that the Bengals are having trouble on 3rd down. And all right, let's go back to Jim Nantz as we finally restored the connection. Back to Jim Nantz at Paul Brown Stadium.
I want to apologize for that brief technical glitch. We lost power up here in the booth for a couple of plays, but we pick it back up now with a 3rd down on the way.
Just missed some of my best work. Shoot.
3rd and 13. McCarron goes down the field, and it is intercepted by Blake. And Blake makes a nice move to get away from a couple of Cincinnati players, and finally brought down by Bernard at the 40.
You got to respect the defense, but A.J. McCarron, you got to respect the score in this rain. He tries to throw the football deep down the field. Little out and up. It's not open, and it's badly underthrown, and it's underthrown for the main reason, just the rain. The football does not come out of his hand cleanly, and it ends up about 10 yards short of where he wanted it to go.
He had not thrown an interception in his 3 starts. Again, he had picked up action for the last 3 quarters of that matchup against the Steelers and had thrown a couple of picks in that one, but not another one until now. Toussaint cuts back to the left and brings it to about the 37.
How about Toussaint? I mean, isn't it amazing, Jim, when you think about it? You go, oh, it just shows you how many good players. That right there, he looked quick, fast, good decision, made the cutback, and picked up good yards.
Bryant to the right, Antonio Brown to the left. The 2nd and 6. Todman now has come into the backfield. And hold on a minute here. Timeout called by Cincinnati. Now that McCarron throw, he's not wearing a glove.
No.
I know you have been one that believes in that.
Well, listen, we asked him about the glove, and he goes, you know, it's fine. He said all these things, but it only takes one little throw where it sticks to your hand or doesn't come out the way you want, and that scares you from wearing it. But I don't know if he's worked a lot with it, but I think it's a situation. Go to the sideline, check it out, test it out, and see if you like it and go with it.
There you go. How about that?
Boy, Jim, you're right on it. And he's going to put these gloves on. And
I watched him throw yesterday in the rain.
Yes.
And it was a struggle.
It was a struggle, yes. You were in practice yesterday.
Going to have to go to it. 2nd down, handoff to Todman, who has made some explosive runs when given the chance, and he's got another 8.
Well, as Mike Tomlin would say, he's a slasher. There's the Heath Miller gets the edge. You can see that he just waits and then has that ability just to jump it outside and pick up the yards. And here we are. Everybody's asking, well, what's Pittsburgh going to do for a running game? And we're trying to talk about it. You see what the 2 running backs have done so far. Running the football, not the problem. Getting receivers open. That's the problem for the Steelers.
1st and 10. This time only 1. Mauluga there to meet him. Tomorrow on CBS, as you see a flag come down, what does Vladimir Putin's war in Syria look like? 60 Minutes goes to the front lines to find out. Plus, after 30 years on death row, follow a wrongly accused prisoner as he becomes a free man. 60 Minutes tomorrow, only CBS.
After the play, personal foul, offense number 73. 15-yard penalty, the down counts. 2nd down.
This one on Ramon Foster.
Well, number 73, Ramon Foster, shoves.
Yeah, perfect.
Right there in the middle of your screen, pushes him late. And are you surprised there's a flag thrown with that? I'm not. You understand the situation. You knew it before the game. Jim, you showed the officials at the 50-yard line, making sure there was going to be no altercations. The players should have seen it. You should know the flag is going to be thrown.
2nd and 25. And Roethlisberger goes down the field. Open is Brown. And he's got the catch near the 20.
Beautiful.
Sean Williams was back there defending. Williams in the game for Nelson.
There's a guy underneath and then one deep. And Ben Roethlisberger, well, he answers some questions. Beautiful touch on the football down the field in the rain. That's what he told us last night. Don't look at Antonio Brown as just a guy that catches a lot of short passes and screens. Tremendous route runner. Good example right there.
He picks up 23. And it's a 3rd and 2. Got to get to the 19. Here comes the blitz. Perfect over the top. Pass. There was contact. Adam Jones defending. No flag intended for Antonio Brown.
A lot of contact. But Sean Williams, is safety. He had his eye out looking for this type of route. You know, Adam Jones in pretty good position. And I would say that's a good no call.
Gonna have a field goal attempt coming up. Chris Boswell, first-year kicker out of Rice University down in Houston. And what a signing he's turned out to be. Brought up October 3rd, made 29 field goals during the regular season. This from 39 out. And the kick by Boswell, center cut. First points of the night. 39-yarder by Boswell. Comes after the interception by Blake.
I am a technological breakthrough.
This morning, I read over 4,000 articles on leukemia in less than a second.
Thousands
of new laws were published yesterday, and I'm up to speed on all of them.
I know every detail of every public quarterly report in the last 20 years.
I can spot diseases before a patient displays a single symptom.
I can understand euphemisms, idiosyncrasies, and complex metaphors.
I can tell what's going to sell out before it ever trends online.
I can forecast the weather in over 2.2 billion locations at the same time.
I can grow with you.
I can coach you. Enrich you.
Enlighten you.
And I'm just getting warmed up.
Hello, my name is Watson. Together, we can outthink the limits of what's possible. Welcome to the cognitive era.
Krista, can you hear me?
Nobody knows we're down here, do they?
We can't ever do that again.
Really?
I promise you'd meet this baby.
I didn't ask you your opinion. Step out, doctor, now.
They're initiating an investigation.
Into what?
You.
I've made a decision. I'm done here.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM. IBM Watson can help us outthink our biggest challenges. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Let's take a look at our nationwide Skycam on a gray, rainy night here in Cincinnati with 2:27 to go in the first half. Adam Jones is the deep returner. Pearman just in front of him. And Jones watches that one fly over his head. Andy Dalton, Phil, was, have we got More pushing and shoving up here near the 20-yard line, and the officials step in quickly. But Andy Dalton was having his best year ever. He had the best quarterback rating of anyone in the AFC, second in the league overall to Russell Wilson, and then broke the thumb trying to make a tackle after throwing the pick against Tua of the Steelers back December the 13th.
Yeah, I think some of the attention of this football game went away when Andy Dalton wasn't the starter, because the story about him not winning a playoff game, well, you can't have it there if he's not starting. But I'll just say this, Jim, real quick. When you're hurt, especially as a quarterback in this situation, it was almost where Peyton Manning was last week. We didn't quite get to it, but you feel ostracized. You're not part of the team, no matter what you do. And it has to be a terrible, of course, we know it's a terrible feeling for Andy Dalton right now.
Would have been a terrible feeling for A.J. McCarron had Shazier held on to that one.
But that's the way the league is. It moves on. The team is behind A.J. McCarron. And I'll say this also real quick. Just watching that throw, those gloves helped a lot. I mean, the ball came out of his hand cleanly, had a little power on it.
Well, it's got to be strange to him to come in and now resort to the gloves after throwing the interception in game action, knowing you weren't comfortable enough to start the game with it. Now, see what he has on this pass. 3rd and 6 on the way. 2:02 to go. By the way, the Steelers have 3 timeouts if they're able to make a stop here. Pass got a little high. No doubt about that. It was intended for A.J. Green. That have anything to do with the gloves? That one being high?
He threw it where he wanted to. He threw a lot of these in the first game against the Steelers when he came in. That was just a little off target.
Bud Light's been there. Connecting one amazing Super Bowl moment to the next. And for this Super Bowl, we're charging our game forward for all fans. Introducing the limited edition Bud Light Super Bowl 50 bottle.
Benghazi is under attack.
If you do not get here soon,
we are all gonna die.
Let's go! We gotta move!
RPG! Shoot that son of a...
I'm in this fight all night. We're gonna unleash hate on these guys. 13 hours. Rated R. January 15th.
This is Henry. Expertise, staining carpet. But this is new life-proof carpet with stain-resistant technology built in to help keep tough stains out. Let's do this. Save up to $100 on your total project, including carpet, pad, and installation. Only at the Home Depot.
What is Fearless at 50? Just ask Cynthia Anderson, who jumped out of her own 50th birthday cake. Boom. Or how about Dr. Hector Flores, who grabbed life by the microphone to do some improv? Don't forget my man Guy Ford, the firefighter who's lighting the business world on fire. Just ask them and they'll tell you. If you don't think Fearless at 50 when you think AARP, you don't know ARP. See more real stories at aarp.org/fearless50.
Hyundai presents the Because Football Moments of the Week. In the Panthers' win over the Buccaneers last week, Carolina quarterback Cam Newton ran for 2 touchdowns and threw for 2 more. One to receiver Devin Funchess and another to Jericho Cotchery. With the victory, the Panthers finished undefeated at home and clinched home field advantage in the NFC playoffs. Great moments happen because football. Brought to you by Hyundai.
We were there for the first.
The Sports World races for the big battle. Green Bay versus Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, on my favorite network, the Columbia Broadcasting System, watch the Super Bowl game.
We'll be there for the 50th. CBS is the home of Super Bowl 50.
Bengals are going to punt coming out of the 2-minute warning. Very short work. Once again on that last possession as Huber hits the ground. There is no flag. And the fair catch is made at the other end by Antonio Brown. It's been a very quiet first half for A.J. Green.
It has, and I know they'll go in at halftime, and they're going to have to make some adjustments and find ways to get him the football open there. And you sometimes think, right here, you say, well, he's open, but if the quarterback looks that way, Shazier, number 50, is going to get there. You got to move him around, get different formations, and we know Hugh Jackson's on the sideline. He has that play sheet you look at, and there's a big section of it that just says A.J. Green, because they have a lot of plays specifically just for him.
He did not play in last year's postseason game, a loss at Indianapolis, out with a concussion that came from a hit by Mike Mitchell late in the year. 51-yard punt sets up the Steelers back at the 25, and then the little throw to Toussaint, and he's got 16. Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, thanks a lot, Jim. As you mentioned, Fitzgerald Toussaint, well, I was told that he was going through the concussion protocol, but he is out there right now, so looks to be good for Fitzgerald Toussaint, Jim.
He's made some plays. He definitely has. 10 carries for 38. And now 2 catches for 43 for Toussaint. That's Heath Miller. He had 10 catch performances in both games this year. Kirkpatrick gets up limping on the tackle. And the clock runs down inside of 1:30, Phil.
Yeah, it does. Good. Not a big rush here by Ben Roethlisberger. Doesn't need to because he has 3 timeouts. But that's why Heath Miller catches a lot of passes. He blocks, then releases. The defense drops back.
Yeah,
Ben Roethlisberger throws it short.
The officials stop the action because Kirkpatrick has now fallen to the ground. They've already lost, of course, a hugely valuable part of their secondary and Reggie Nelson. And now the first rounder out of Alabama from back in 2012 is pointing to his left leg. Cincinnati charged a timeout. The Bengals have 1 remaining.
This is iPhone 6s. Not much has changed, except it's ridiculously powerful, which makes everything faster. Maps, shopping stuff, businessy stuff.
This kind of stuff.
This kind of stuff. And student films don't look like student films.
This is student film? Get these kids on the phone.
Dude, that is a phone. So other than being the most powerful iPhone ever, not much has changed.
Hey Siri, good night.
And power down.
Before earning enough cash back from Bank of America to help pay for her kids' ice time. Before earning 1% cash back everywhere, every time. And 2% back at the grocery store. Even before she got 3% back on gas. All with no hoops to jump through. Katie used her Bank Americard Cash Rewards credit card to stay warm and toasted during the heat of competition. That's the comfort of rewarding connections. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
The Verizon halftime report is coming up with JB and all the team. Pat Kerwin giving a little of his special insight to Boomer. There's Bart, Coach Coward, Tony Gonzalez. They're getting set for the Verizon halftime report.
Well, Pat knows a lot, and I know this too. You know, sometimes you called it the rubber match. Here it is tonight. When you play a team 3 times in 1 year, it's hard to show them anything they haven't seen or prepared for. You know each other physically. Hard to win some of those one-on-one battles. I think it's a big reason why we have a 3-0 score here.
And again, they split the 2 regular season matchups. There is a slashing Brown looking for the sideline and finds it.
This is what they expected when you look at the Steelers offense. Ben Roethlisberger said, oh, I know how they're going to play us. They're all going to drop back, and we're going to try to throw. Thought we'd have to throw a lot of short underneath crossers just like that. Coverage has been tight. That's the first one that's really been open for Roethlisberger.
It went for 11, and now Brown 4 catches for 40. Steelers Still with 3 timeouts in the bank. Leon Hall came in for Kirkpatrick, by the way. Here's Roethlisberger standing in the pocket, and it's dropped by Toussaint. Could have had that one.
Could have got some yards. Everybody had their backs turned. And that was Vontaze Burfict against Toussaint out there with no help. That could have been a big, could have picked up 10, 15 yards. But again, looking down the field. Hard to find that open guy when the
Todd Haley
defense plays man-to-man. Sorry, Jim. They've been all over the receivers, and Todd Haley keeps trying different formations and movements to help his receivers out.
2nd and 10 with 1:05 to play in quarter number 2. Chris Lewis-Harris has come in as an extra defensive back. Marker down at the line of scrimmage. Open in the middle of the field is Brown at the 27.
I think it's going to be an illegal formation. Martavis Bryant didn't line up on the line of scrimmage.
The play went for 17.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 73 was the end man on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
Call it on Foster.
Yeah, but it's going to be the tackle. Look to the bottom of the screen. Here's the end man on the line of scrimmage. Wide receiver, that's a tackle. He's got to be up on the line of scrimmage to cover. The tackle did not. That's 78 Villanueva, but it's not his fault.
Takes off the 17-yard gain. Just receive word from the Bengals bench that Nelson will not return. He's out for the remainder. 2nd and 15. Big Ben throws. Oh, what a hit. And holding on to it is Wheaton, and the flag is out. Sean Williams came in and absolutely pulverized the receiver, who somehow held on, and a gain of 24.
Well, he hit him way too high. We know that. The defenseless receiver. Roethlisberger protected.
Ruling the field is a catch. Personal foul. Defense, number 36. Half the distance to the goal. Hit on a defenseless player.
Around, right down the middle, you'll see, the little stutter go. That's what caught Leon Hall. Just that little flinch by Wheaton. And here comes the hit. Hits the helmet with the shoulder. And you know what? When you hit high, it's tough for these defensive backs, but they're learning to protect each other, that receiver and themselves out there. But when even if it's close, they're going to throw the flag in a situation like that, and that was a good call.
Well, the call brings Pittsburgh to the 12.
What a route, though. What a throw by Roethlisberger.
Who's throwing again. And it's incomplete. Brown, the receiver. Ray on the coverage. And again, the Verizon halftime report is on the way. They'll have the video recap of Kansas City's impressive performance today in Houston. The Chiefs winning again. Now their 11th straight win.
Yeah, it was impressive. It was methodical. A lot of good play by the Chiefs. Defense was awesome, just like we're seeing in this game here tonight.
If Pittsburgh wins this one, Kansas City goes to New England. With Cincinnati. And that would send the Chiefs out to Denver as Toussaint's held to no gain. And a timeout call here by Pittsburgh. Still two remaining.
Well, the rain looks like it's settled down a little bit. Just now, drizzle, so that's going to make it a little easier for the players.
Cincinnati for the game has only 57 yards of offense, 11 coming in this quarter.
Pittsburgh 85. We've seen a couple big throws. Ben Roethlisberger getting the time overall. Had a blitz. Really, that was his fault. He has to get rid of it quicker on the one blitz where he got sacked. But getting that extra time to throw it down the field. We've seen some good completions here in the second quarter.
3rd and 10 from the 12. Here's Roethlisberger to the, it's short of the end zone. It's off the hands of Ray. Not sure where he was going with that one. There was only Vincent Ray in the area.
I think he had Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's trying to run the route where he comes inside and stops and goes to the back of the end zone. There he is. He's wide open. Well, I don't know if he's going to be wide open. Looks like there's a defender closing. Watch 84 staying up the seam.
Well, hit Ray's hands almost 10 yards in front of Antonio Brown. That brings Boswell back out. That's a big stop by the Bengals defense. 30-yard attempt coming up for Boswell.
Got away with the interception, that's for sure.
And the kick is good with 33 seconds to go before halftime and a 6-0 Pittsburgh lead. Tomorrow it's big times in the Big Ten. The Buckeyes will be battling the Hoosiers here on the road to the Final Four. CBS Sports, Ohio State and Indiana tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern Time.
Well, of course, 33 seconds to go, down 6-0, unless it is a really good return. You take a knee, you go in at halftime, and you kind of rethink what we're going to do to help out our young quarterback to get our offense going.
Well, I will say this about the second half. And the Bengals with this playoff drought, if you just go the last 4 years, this is the first time ever the franchise has been in the playoffs 5 straight years. But in these 4 previous playoff appearances, the second half, the Bengals have been outscored 57-6.
Well, don't tell them that stat at halftime. That won't give them confidence. Trust me. But you know what you got to do? Hugh Jackson, offensive coordinator, Marvin Lewis, the head coach. You got to give some easy plays to A.J. McCarron and get him in the flow and get him confidence. For a young quarterback, even a veteran quarterback, you would do that. And we've talked about, and we've seen many times, the Steelers will give you some of those underneath throws.
I don't know, after this quarter alone, throwing the interception, fumbling 2 other times, although the Bengals recovered them both. That's exactly what I would have expected right here.
Oh, yeah.
Kneel down and on to the half. The home playoff teams haven't scored yet in 6 quarters.
Well, it's just the second game, but you're right. And what's the other stat that you told me about home? The quarterbacks are
the visiting quarterbacks on Wild Card Weekend have 37 postseason starts. The home quarterbacks this weekend, the 4-0 before today. All right, Tracy, down to you.
Thanks a lot, Coach. It seemed like you started to get things going in the passing game, specifically on that last drive. What more do you need to do, though, in the second half?
We're moving the ball, but we're not finishing drives. You can't play good people and settle for field goals. It's a one-possession game because we're not finishing drives, so we got to play better.
What can you say, though, about what your defense has done in that first half?
They just got to keep it up. We expected them to play well. We're not surprised by that. They got 30 more minutes to do it.
Thanks a lot. Jim?
Well, his defense held the Bengals to 2 first downs. 2. And a total of 56 yards. 6-0 Steelers at halftime. Back with the Verizon halftime report. After this message and a word from your local station, you're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
This NFL Hall of Famer is rushing to CSI Cyber.
When you have the skills, you got to put them to use.
New episode CBS Sunday.
Everyone at CBS is celebrating football's golden season with the NFL playoffs.
And he's got it for the touchdown.
And it's all leading up to the most historic broadcast event of all time, Super Bowl 50, February 7th, only CBS.
Catch a new Hawaii 5-0, Friday 9, 8 Central, only CBS. 100% Black Angus beef, crispy onion strings, blue cheese, A1 steak sauce. All the flavors of a great steakhouse, now on a burger. Introducing the Steakhouse Thick Burger, only at Hardee's.
Getting to the top is always a challenge. However, if you drive the award-winning Jeep Grand Cherokee or the versatile Jeep Cherokee, you'll realize the top is just the beginning. One drive and you'll discover why the Jeep brand continues to be the best-selling SUV brand. Returning FCA U.S. lessees get $5,500 total cash allowance on the purchase of a 2016 Jeep Cherokee Latitude.
Can't wait to try these wings.
I know. And apparently the spicy honey barbecue sauce is so good, it'll change your life.
Yeah?
Mom and Dad, can I borrow the car?
Our son's in a boy band?
We have a son?
Life-changing? Maybe. Indescribably good? Definitely. The boneless wings meal with spicy honey barbecue sauce, served with crinkle fries and a small drink. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
Find out what's new and what's next with Rick Van Hoos on WLKY News at 11.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
And welcome back to our New York studio and the Verizon Halftime Report. If you have Verizon, you have football in the palm of your hand. Watch every 2015 NFL playoff game live on NFL Mobile, only on Verizon. Better matters. I'm James Brown along with Tony, Coach Bart, and Boomer. The score at the half, Cincinnati on top, or losing, that is, by the way, 6-0. Do you know what? In the history of the Bengals, in their playoff history, when they trail at any point in the game, they are 0-13, a challenging first.
Well, that's good news, JB. There you go. If you like offense, this is not the game for you, and A.J. McCarron is really struggling on third and manageable. Right there, just throw it out to Marvin Jones to the right. He's looking for Tyler Eifert. He's delaying. He's off target. He does throw the interception here to Antoine Blake. This would have been more like a punt had his teammates covered this a little bit better, but this actually turned into a field goal. They're lucky it's only a one-possession game, as Mike Tomlin said as he was running off the field. The Steeler defense is all over A.J. McCarron, and basically there is no running game to speak of from the Bengals.
Yeah, on the other side of the ball with Big Ben Roethlisberger. Right now, the Cincinnati Bengals, give them credit for covering the receivers down the field. There's nowhere to go. They were basically saying, you know what, you can run the ball. And here again, you see him get sacked. Once again, there's nowhere to go. And right here, when he does get the ball out, he's throwing it to the wrong guy. He just dropped that interception right there. So not a very good Ben-type first half. He does have 119 yards, but he's averaging 328 yards when he's been under center so far this year, so well below his average so far this year.
I think the difference in this game has been the running game. The Pittsburgh Steelers behind Fitzgerald Toussaint, who has been the leading rusher and receiver. They have 73 yards and only 10 yards for the Cincinnati Bengals. The other factor here is Ben Roethlisberger has big hands. Weather like this does not bother him, and you can see it really factoring in the downfield throwing right now of A.J. McCarron.
I've seen this movie before. Usually when Ben struggles in the first half like this, what he does is he speeds the tempo up, he goes no huddle, he empties everything out, and he gets his team in rhythm. So they have to be careful to make sure that they can handle this push and this surge that Big Ben is about to take them.
One thing, 2 starters down on that defense now in the second half. Watch that ball fly.
Sunday. Events can easily spin out of control.
The first new episode of the year. Firing. On the brink of war.
My people are not afraid of you.
3 world leaders gather. One will not survive. A new Madam Secretary. Then.
I'm sorry. I need you not to talk.
I'm afraid if I don't explain.
A new good wife after Madam Secretary CBS Sunday.
They say success is about being in the right place at the right time. And they're right. But it takes years of struggle, countless hours of practice, and infinite seconds of not giving up. So when opportunity taps you on the shoulder, the world will witness greatness. The Grammys, CBS, Monday, February 15th.
Nobody gets you closer to the playoffs than NFL Network. He's making plays all over the place with the most coverage possible. Hall of Fame analysis from the guys who've been there.
If he wins a playoff game, now we're talking.
With exclusive access 24/7. The coverage never stops.
It is unbelievable.
And more team reports than anywhere.
Defense really stepped up and shut him down in the second half. Touchdown!
Nobody does the playoffs like NFL Network. Nobody.
Sal, get this guy to spike the ball.
The best team off the field.
Want to do me a favor? Can you spike this for me?
A new season of The Practical Joker starts this February, only on True TV.
The biggest names in sports and entertainment come together to celebrate the NFL's best.
Very happy to take this one home.
The night before Super Bowl 50 on CBS.
If you have Verizon, you have football in the palm of your hand. Watch every 2015 NFL playoff game live on NFL Mobile, only on Verizon. Better matters.
Earlier today, it was Kansas City ending an 8-game postseason losing streak, starting the rout on a game-opening kickoff return by Nile Davis, 106 yards. KC goes on to do it 30-0 over the Houston Texans. Back here in Studio 43, let's talk second half and adjustment.
You know, from the Bengals offensive perspective, where is Giovanni Bernard? Jeremy Hill's not doing much. I'd like to see him getting a little bit more involved, throw on first down, and use A.J. Green along the sidelines against Blake